There's no denying that Day'Ron Sharpe's third year in the league was a huge success for the young big as he got better in just about every area that matters. Let's break it down. Hello all, my name is Lucas Kaplan and I'm back with another episode of Nets Film Focus. In our first episode, we covered Cam Thomas and we're back with another third-year player looking at the improvements of Day'Ron Sharpe. In Day'Ron's third year as a pro, it'd be tough to find an area he didn't grow in, and it's no coincidence he went from the fringes of Brooklyn's rotation to a mainstay. In 2024, he doubled his career minute total despite missing a month with a knee injury. But we'll start with the skill the UNC product walked into the NBA with, rebounding. With Day'Ron on the court this season, Brooklyn rebounded 75.1% of available defensive rebounds and 34.6% of available offensive rebounds. Particularly on the offensive end, Day'Ron continued to be a menace. He finished third in the NBA with an offensive rebound rate of 16.3%, and while that's about what it was in his sophomore year, the sample size nearly doubled, playing 400 more minutes. Day'Ron's always had the strength and anticipation you'd expect of an elite offensive rebounder, and you can see those traits here against the Pistons. But what really stood out this season was his conditioning and explosiveness. He talked a ton about working on his body in the offseason, and you can see it here as he battles Jusuf Nurkic not once, but twice throwing his weight around inside. This allowed him to go after second and third opportunities, like right here with a second jump, and here, after he skies for a great offensive rebound against the Bulls, he takes a hit and finishes strong. And that leads us to one of Day'Ron's major improvements in 2024, his inside scoring. Per Basketball Reference, he went from shooting 63.9% at the rim last season to a hair under 69% this season. He also improved from 3 to 10 feet, jumping from 30% to 40% on those floater and hook type shots. These numbers tell the story we saw on film, where a stronger, more explosive Sharpe could finish through contact more easily. Let's take that clip against the Chicago Bulls again. When he bounces off this hit from Andre Drummond, he keeps his balance and finishes straight up and down. Compare that to this play from the previous season against Zach Collins. He's fading away from the rim on that little hook attempt. This was the main difference in his finishing this season, strong on the ground and strong going up, not fading away like he did on that little push shot attempt. Simply put, the type of athlete who dunks this all over Brook Lopez is a much improved one. So too is the athlete that played the best defense of Sharpe's career in year 3, in part thanks to that improved verticality and foot speed. We see both of those attributes here as he sticks with Franz Wagner in isolation and blocks his shot, and then when Jamal Murray rejects a screen that isn't even his, Day'Ron crosses the court to get a block. His quickness off the ground and how high he got off the ground were key factors in his shot blocking, particularly coming from the weak side this year, sending this Kyle Kuzma shot into the bench, and here a good second effort to block a shot at the rim. If we look at this again, he turns his hips once, twice, and then immediately gets off the ground to contest the shot. Still, it'd be a mistake to assume that improved athleticism was the only factor in Day'Ron's defensive improvement. He'd clearly learned from experience in year 3, judging by the timing on some of those rejections, as well as his positioning and technique down low. On a play like this, Day'Ron is at the spot and ready to contest vertically, and this growth showed up in drop coverage specifically. Fakes at the ball, then gets the steal, and playing in between two, he can contest the shot and box out the roll man. We'd see these improvements on a game-by-game basis too. On one possession, Zach LaVine gets right by him in drop, and then a couple seconds later, Day'Ron shuffles the feet to block LaVine's shot attempt. If Day'Ron's rebounding skills brought him to the party, then his improved finishing and defensive skills allowed him to stay. And then, once he was able to stay on the court, he could contribute in a bunch of little ways, just having a different bounce to his game in year 3. He was more active sprinting the floor in transition, perhaps due to that improved conditioning, and we even saw the flashes of passing that made him an enticing prospect out of UNC. There's a short roll dime, and there's a no-look pass for a layup. And the Nets would even feed him down low occasionally. Here, he gets around Devin Vassell for a layup, and there he gets saucy against the Magic, spinning for an end one finish. All in all, the 2024 campaign was an individual success for Day'Ron, as he grew the fundamentals of his game to allow what he does best on the court to shine. It's a season that should have Nets fans looking forward to what Sharpe can do in year 4. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more episodes of Nets Film Focus.